Logging operations in the southern foothills of Montana's Little Belt Mountains are producing about 1.2 million board feet from 270 acres of commercial timber administered by the Bureau of Land Management's Lewistown Field Office. The logging operations benefit the landscape by improving forest health, which is overstocked and diseased.
We're trying to get the stocking levels down just for a more healthy, resilient forest.
A significant volume of densely packed lodgepole pine is dying from mountain pine beetle, and much of the Douglas fir is being affected by spruce bud worm.
We were dealing with some major forest health issues. Mountain pine beetle came through about 5 or 6 years ago. We had a lot of mortality in the lodgepole pine. And then the Douglas fir has been hit several years in a row now by spruce budworm, so it's being stressed by that. And so we've been able to take out the dead and dying lodgepole while thinning the Doug fir to kind of create a more of a resilient stand.
Thinning the overgrown forest by leaving select trees in place, dispersed in variable density for a natural look, helps remaining trees battle the spread of budworm. The environmentally friendly logging method also improves wildlife habitat for elk, mule deer, and other species by allowing more sunlight to penetrate the forest floor to produce healthier ground forage for the animals.
Wildlife benefits as well. We're trying to expand aspen with cutting the lodgepole out of live aspen stands.
The logging operations are significantly reducing hazardous wildfire fuels, which could have fueled a stand-destroying wildfire, jeopardizing wildland firefighter safety at a time when wildfires are burning well over 1 million acres in other parts of the American West.
We're going to reduce the amount of fuels and prevent wildfire.
This logging is bringing a welcome boost to the local economy, providing 6 jobs for heavy equipment operators, 6 more jobs for logging truck drivers, as well as feeding 3 local Montana mills with wood products. Quality saw logs are being delivered to RY Timber in Townsend, while rougher pallet making wood is being trucked to Evergreen Products in Moor, and Marks and Miller Post and Pole in Clancy is using wood to produce fence poles. Additionally, local gas stations, parts stores, and restaurants are profiting from all the activity.
There's a little bit of a boost to the economy for sure, and I know these guys are happy for the work.
BLM foresters Rich Byron and Austin Tschida visit the logging site 2 to 3 times a week for a general inspection and to answer questions for the logging company B&M Trucking.
Basically, they know that we don't want to tear up the ground. That's one of their main concerns too. It's hard on equipment, so whatever we can do to minimize it, they're pretty good about doing. We've been trying to utilize a lot of this slash to minimize the ground disturbance. Yeah, so in there you can see all that slash that we were talking that they leave there, so then they're not tearing up the ground. And he'll just come in and they'll drop the logs and then they'll just go straight to processing. And afterwards, they'll come back and they'll pick it all back up and put it in the slash piles. So once this is all done and kind of dries out, then it'll get that real clean look like some of our other units.
It was a collaborative effort between the Forest Service, the adjacent private landowners who are actually going to do some treatments on their land now, so it'll be more of a landscape level project, which is always what we're looking for, especially with our ownership patterns in the Lewistown office. The Bear Ranch owns a majority of the private ground on the east side of the project area. We work closely with them as far as access goes and utilizing their road system. The Bear Ranch is a historic ranch, and they're run by a board of trustees out of Billings, so it's been good to work with them. And then the Smith River Wilderness, they own on the west side of the project area, and they're also interested in continuing the treatments onto them. And also working with the Forest Service. All these logs are being hauled out on a Forest Service road, so we were able to work out an agreement with the Forest Service to kind of expedite the process.
B&M Trucking won the timber sale with the highest bid of $22 a ton. With the unsightly die-off exponentially spreading, there's limited time to get the timber to market before it's wasted and unusable. The 8,000-ton initial estimate is expected to add about $176,000 to the federal coffers, rather than the government having to use about 10 times that amount in taxpayer dollars to battle a wildfire if the site had remained unlogged and eventually burned.
It's been a good sales